listening to The Nasty Table, the premier source for tabletop role-playing actual play. Now come on in, relax, and pull up a seat to The Nasty Table. On the last episode of 12 Gauge...
Hey, they said heavy weaponry, so I figured...
Still a fucking closed container full of dead bat.
So, we can leave him here.
Welcome to Operation Pizza Party.
Captain Perez, and she kind of sticks her hand out. Gonna write down his address, the address to that building too, and Samantha Clemens. She's Meyer's boss. Your office made it clear that we are not to get in your way.
Has the bomb been checked for prints?
Yes, we sent them off for print analysis. They should be in by the beginning of tomorrow.
Is that footage from across the street in evidence here? Is that
911 operator wasn't able to get a name.
Listen, is there anything that's not in this report that you have knowledge of that you think we should know?
I'm on board for that, and this way we can kind of glean if she's acceptable for the agency.
And if you disagree, you're wrong. Because Louisiana Crystal is 3 ingredients, and it's perfect.
It is the best hot sauce to ever be invented. I like it better than any other hot sauce. Do I put Tabasco and like Frank's Red Hot in there too? No, I think that those are 2 different sauces. But
they are.
For a hot sauce,
and
like
Cholula has a name on that list as well.
Cholula, yeah, because of like the Mexican spice.
What's your go-to barbecue?
I love Cholulas. I love Tabasco. I love
they all
Frank's
have their own
Red
place
Hot,
in the hot sauce world. But
the best hot sauce today, right now, for hot sauce, Louisiana Crystal.
You're getting barbecue sauce. What are you buying? Sweet Baby
Kraft.
Ray's.
No, you just get Kraft. There is no difference between the cheapest Kraft barbecue sauce and any kind of other kind of barbecue sauce.
Nope, that's a 100%
bold
statement.
True. 100% true.
If we're talking original,
taste test them. You couldn't tell the difference between you could not tell the difference between Sweet Baby Ray's and Kraft barbecue sauce.
But you're saying original.
Yeah.
Because there are barbecue sauces that are like bourbon infused.
Oh yeah. No. I'm saying like default barbecue sauce 6.
Plain.
There's no difference.
He gave it a number. It's like Red Dye 40.
There's no difference.
I think I could. I think you put fucking bullseye. Oh, I love bullseye. Bullseye's mine.
I have Ray's too, which is a thing out of.
Can we get a hot sauce around the table? What's your go-to?
I'm not a big hot sauce guy.
I judge people's character based on their hot sauce preference.
I mean, when I go to wings, I'm getting a hot and honey.
So you know what pops up a lot, and people use this the same way they use Louisiana Crystal, which I think is insane. My brother's one of these people. Frank's wing buffalo sauce, he will use in the same way that Louisiana Crystal's used. I think he's a lunatic.
That's why I said it's in like a different thing. Like Frank's Red Hot is like, that's a different kind of sauce. That's not like hot sauce. That's a buffalo wing sauce.
I could put Louisiana Crystal.
Like that's like ketchup.
Yeah,
it's like a dipping sauce.
And it's not the same. Like it has to be a hot sauce.
Please tell me you know what I'm talking about when there's like a fish on the it's like a square bottle and there's like a fish on it for hot sauce.
I might, maybe.
It's like a brown label, square bottle. I'm taking a picture of it tonight. It's in my
I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Hanks.
Know your brand.
Yes.
You're talking about Hanks.
I love
and it's not anything.
Chicken, pizza. I'll put it on
your hot sauce and pizza
burgers.
Oh yeah, dude.
I just cook my food like a real person, and it doesn't require all these condiments.
I'd put red pepper flakes, but
boo bullshit.
You're
telling me
when
you make steak, do you never put any kind of steak sauce on it?
No.
Not on the side.
No.
I do.
If you make steak and you're putting A1 on it,
don't you fucking raise your voice.
You don't make steak. You make slop.
Whenever I buy a bottle of A1 steak sauce, I will top it off because they used to make Tabasco A1, which I really really liked. I'll top off just because they don't make it anymore. I'll top off a bottle of A1 with a decent amount of Tabasco, and I'll use that on my steak sometimes.
Can I tell you a criminal change in recipe?
I would like to hear it.
Cheez-Its used to have a Tabasco one, and now they're just hot and spicy, and they are not even close to as good.
Don't get me started.
Extra crispy.
It's the only discontinued item that I constantly think about because my dad used to love them, get them all the time, and then they switched them to the hot and spicy version, and it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
When it was Tabasco,
I can taste them right now. Like I'm thinking about them, I can taste them.
My mouth is watering.
That one really fucking crushes me.
They were perfect.
I love them.
I use like weird condiments. Like I use like sriracha mayo.
You get a hot dog. What are you putting on it?
Mustard and ketchup.
Yeah, probably just mustard and ketchup. Like if it's just like a plain like
relish.
If I'm at someone's house, but like truthfully, like
you wet that.
If if I'm making a hot dog at my house, I usually just get like a better beef and don't put anything on it. Like maybe onions.
How you
That's
cooking a hot
that's
dog
kinda
at home?
Maybe onions. Or
How you
something.
cooking a hot dog at home?
You
What's
grill
your
them or
preferred
boil
method?
them?
I've recently been doing them on a pan
Just grill
on the
'em, yeah.
stove.
The
I
pan's the way
usually
to
I
go.
do the cut and I like
I
pan grill
boil
'em.
my hot dogs.
I have a foreman that's pretty much exclusively a hot dog maker at this point, but I did get my brother as kind of like a gag gift for his birthday, but he uses it way more than I thought he would. It was like $40 on Amazon. It's a hot dog roller, and the underneath it just looks like a tiny toaster oven. It's a bun warmer.
To be fair,
Dude, it's
fair.
like this big. It can roll like 4 hot dogs at once, and he's like, dude, I put everything on there. You know those frozen taquitos? He's like, I throw those on there.
bro, you walk into
Got the 7-Eleven
yeah, I was gonna
vibes
say you
going.
walk into
crazy.
bro's house, he's got a 7-Eleven like thing.
Nuts.
I was gonna say like 9 times out of 10 when I'm eating a hot dog, it's usually one of them like cheese infused ones. So I
Oh,
don't
the
really-
what
Oscar Mayer.
what the fuck did you
Cheese and
call?
those
Oh
freak
my
me
god,
out.
I used to always give you shit for them.
little
cheesy
grillers,
honkers?
cheesy grillers.
Cheesy honkers? Is that
Something
what they were?
fucking-
Something
I
like
forget.
that.
They,
It was
they kind
something
of freak
like
me
that.
out a little bit.
I can't do it. I can't vibe with that.
Those are-
How do you get the
those
cheese
are
in there?
different.
How do they get the cheese in there?
They pump it in.
Yeah, what do you mean? It's like
How
a
do they fucking
syringe.
get it in a Twinkie? You fucking moron.
How did they get Boston cream in a donut?
I thought they were kind of like
That's my
made
side
with the cavity
hustle.
in there.
I put the cream in the donut.
How'd they get the
Dude, real
how'd they get
shit.
the cream in you?
Yo, real shit. Acme's the cream-filled donuts. They come in with no cream in them, and I've had it happen where like
the customer buys like
Yeah.
an unfilled
uncreamed-
No
donut?
way. It's the
Uncreamed donut.
funniest complaint I've ever gotten. It was like, I bought Boston cream donuts and there was no cream in it. I'm like, so it's just a regular donut?
just Boston.
It's just Boston.
you bite into the donut. You bite into the donut and Mark Wahlberg
And
runs
you
out.
you take a bite into the donut and it looks back to you, fucking Tom Brady.
I never worked in the fucking bakery. So like someone tells me this and I'm like
Yeah, right, bozo. That's what I would have been
all right, like this sounds like
bullshit are you pulling?
this sounds like something you looked up online on how to get free donuts. Like
Straight up, I would have been doing
and then
the
I
same
went
shit.
over and I was like, hey, did they come in defective or whatever? Like I got a complaint that there was no cream in the
I don't know. Referring to donuts as defective is awesome.
in the Boston cream donuts. Do I need to issue a recall or something? And they're like, oh shit, I forgot to put the cream in. It's like such an honest mistake. But why would they do that? Why would they send you?
Recalled 600 pallets of Boston
I
cream.
can't-
Reason no cream.
I can't believe that someone
Just
actually
Boston.
came back and complained over that.
It was-
I would,
let alone-
dude.
I
If,
would.
No, if I bought half a dozen Boston cream donuts and there was no cream in them, I would fucking burn that place to the ground.
Well, first you'd fuck that donut.
First, I'd fuck that. I mean, it's got the hole already.
But then
What am I gonna do with these unedible dry holes that are the exact shape of my penis?
I guess I'll have to cream them myself.
I got a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Cream
Just
the
me,
shit
my
out of these
donut.
donuts.
Just me, my donuts, and a wiki DIY how to cream donut checklist in 12 pictures.
and that's how I met your mother.
I'm sorry. This has been weighing on my mind since we started the whole hot dog debacle. I shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. I really shouldn't. I should be put on the cross. I've microwaved hot dogs quite a bit.
Oh no, that's fine. Like, bro, a hot dog's already disgusting. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, they just, you know what it is when you
I
microwave
do that all the
them?
time.
Nothing in the world cooks faster than a hot dog in the
Oh,
microwave.
yeah.
Dude, like,
It's
12
like
fucking-
8 seconds.
It
and the
goes
thing
from,
is
like,
exploded,
hot.
and it's exploded.
It's
Well,
bursting
you gotta
at
put the holes in
seams.
it.
Yeah.
I should know that.
You're gonna talk to me about hot dog microwaving etiquette?
And then, so you're doing that to yourself, and you draw the line at ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I stand for this.
You put it on a plate.
Yeah, put it on a plate.
We need a
No, he just fucking
compilation.
throws it.
I'll put the whole pack in there in the plastic.
That's what I'm picturing. Is him just a fistful of hot
Frozen.
dogs.
They're
Throws them in.
straight out of the
Bounce
freezer.
That's like my brother called me a lunatic one time. You know how on the back of a Totino's pizza roll package, the microwave instructions, it gives you a diagram as to how they should lay on the plate.
Yeah, I always do that.
Yeah, I did
No
that
way.
too, and he
Yeah.
was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" He's
It-
like,
it
"Just dump
heats
them on
more
a plate,
even.
put them in. They always explode."
Yeah, but they heat more even if you like spread them out like that. Because if you have them towards the center, because like the heat kind of radiates.
Just cook.
It's a wave. It happens like this.
So, give me a recap of the last session. So, within your private conference room at Tampa PD, you find yourselves still mulling over evidence and possibly laying out the foundations of the next steps you plan on taking. G-Cell, I ask you, what do you guys want to do? It's about 5:45.
5:45.
Yep.
That's an interesting time.
You're not lying. I think we, guys, I think we should go talk to Christina one last time. Try and get any scoop, because we don't know if we're going to be able to talk to her again after we leave this place.
Call her in. Seems like you had a good connection with her. Maybe peel back a layer. Maybe be a person. Be real. See if she'll be real with you.
We'll do. I open up the door super quickly again and peer my head out.
The same guy like leans his head back and like looks at you.
I wave at him again.
And he puts his finger up to his lips and then leans back.
I'm just imagining Charlie and Mac when they're out to dinner.
Yeah, just like looking at each other, like through like a sea of people.
I close the door again and then open it back up and walk out. I walk over to the receptionist.
Sure.
Excuse me. Could you call Christina back into the conference room back there?
Sure. Yeah, I'll page her.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And head back. Actually, I kind of wait for her by the door.
Mm-hmm. You stand by the door and maybe 2 minutes pass before you can see her walking up.
Fix your bulge.
She looks at you.
Retuck in my shirt real quick.
Nice cock.
What can I do you for?
Yeah, we talked to some of your officers. Seems like you run a pretty tight crew around here.
For the most part, yeah.
Is there anything odd about this group or anything like that? I mean, it seems like you guys are pretty straightforward, but just trying to glean any information that I can.
We're just, group of people trying to do our jobs, serve the public.
Feel like nervous when I
Roll
asked that?
human intelligence.
Are you? Oh shit. Are you having this conversation outside of the room? Can we not hear it?
I imagine the door's open?
Yeah, the door's probably
I
cracked.
also have
Yeah.
something I want to do.
Alright, we'll get to that in a second. What'd you roll?
91 on a 52.
You can't tell. She doesn't break eye contact with you.
Yeah, just kind of curious. I mean, it seems like you guys do good work around here, at least from the report that I got and from the information. You mind stepping inside real quick, and maybe some of my other colleagues might have a question or two for you.
Sure. Yeah. She steps in, follows you in, close the door.
Can I give her a once over? Is she wearing anything maybe out of uniform? Maybe a nice old watch? Anything that stands out to me?
Roll human intelligence.
Alright. Give me the dunce share. I need the other dice. Who has the other dice?
Justin has the other dice,
do
and
have
I
the
don't
other
think
dice,
I don't think he's
so-
keen on sharing.
Alright. It was a 77
Oh, fuck.
on a 50.
Critical failure. You start looking her over top to bottom,
She smacks you in the face.
and she's looking over directly at Agent Gonzo and kind of catches you out of the corner of her eye, kind of looking you up, and she looks at you, and she makes eye contact with you. The second you look at the top of her chest, and she kind of just like looks down at a second, looks back at you, and then you kind of like shift your eyes back, and then she looks back at Gonzo.
I wasn't looking at your That's rough. That's so awkward. I can feel that.
Pierce just stands there downcast.
That one hurt.
Christina, this office...
Captain Perez.
Sorry, apologies, Captain. This officer took off today. Was there any specific reason he took off, or is it kind of his scheduled day off?
Brooks always has off on Friday afternoons.
Oh, okay. Is there any way we can get into contact with him by chance?
Yeah, I could get you his phone number, but is there any particular reason? Is there anything that I can help with? Because we try not to interrupt their home time as much as we can. Is there anything specific that you wanted to ask him?
Just, he was the officer first on site, correct?
Yes, alongside Officer Parker. He was the first detective on site.
Just wanted to see if we could glean any information. Is he working tomorrow, or is he still off?
Yeah, he should be in tomorrow, but I'm sure that he wrote down pretty much any relevant information on the report that we've been able to give to you.
That seems like it's been a pretty consistent answer. You guys keep a pretty tight ship, I seem.
Yeah, especially it's no surprise to you guys that anytime the Federales step in, obviously everything needs to be ship-shape, so we made sure that everything that you would possibly need would be provided to you. So
Absolutely. Completely understand.
Each of those reports went through 3 or 4 drafts, so.
Oh. Paperwork, right?
Sure.
You mind telling me a little bit about the other agents who were here?
We didn't have any other agents on site.
No, but you definitely heard through the grapevine that we were coming, because you kind of were expecting us. So is there
A phone call this morning from a Special Agent Carver. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Appreciate that.
I gave him a brief description of the reports that we would be handing off to you, as well as the physical evidence, and he was very, very clear for us to kind of back off. So
Yeah, that Carver guy, he can be a little bit of a dick sometime, if I'm being honest.
she kind of like laughs.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with him before. Sorry if he made you feel a little bit uncomfortable or anything like that. He's just more by the books kind of guy, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Are you guys also pretty by the books?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, just if you do see the other officer tomorrow, just let him know we might be giving him a phone call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I appreciate all your help, Captain.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, any kind of federal involvement, we are absolutely transparent and open in any kind of help that you need or any information that you need, and we're always here.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Just because we may wind up needing it, do you guys have an armory that we may be able to get involved in?
Yeah, I mean, as long as we get the paperwork signed off on and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that shouldn't be any problem.
Okay, just making sure. With these kinds of things, we never know who else may be involved. And we do want to make sure that we're equipped fully for these kinds of jobs. Sometimes things can turn in an instant.
Obviously, that would be on a need-to-know basis.
Okay.
I didn't even know you were in the room with them.
Yeah, all 4 of you guys are in the room.
I didn't know. I thought he stepped aside because I thought it was like
No,
a
and then
private
she
thing.
stepped in.
Oh, all right. Thought he said he wanted her to have a private moment.
No,
I
he
just
looked at her
got
chest
confused.
and she...
He got caught looking at her boobs.
That part I wasn't sure what happened. I was not paying attention
I was
there.
looking
Somewhere to lay your head. That's what
I did have.
No,
fun.
I was seeing if you were wearing a nipple.
Wearing a nipple.
Are they pierced?
how does she look when I ask her
Busty.
about the...
if she's by the books?
we kind of went past that.
Fuck, I'm late.
A little late.
Fuck.
All right. Before we head out, Captain, I just want you to print out the files on those other officers, please, so I can see their disciplinary history.
Absolutely. I can get that to you.
We appreciate all your help here,
Sure.
Captain. Thank you very much for your time.
Like I said, anything that you guys need, just, give me a shout.
Yeah, we'll do. Do we have her contact information?
You don't.
Captain, could I get your contact information just in case we need to call you directly?
Sure. I'll actually get you a station directory. I'll give you the extensions for anybody around the station and any kind of personal phones that we have on record as well.
Awesome.
He's like, oh, don't bother. Just punch it in right here.
Thank you very much. This will be useful.
Absolutely. Sure.
Thank you, Mrs. Booby.
I was trying to think of a funny, like, thank you, Mrs. Nice Ches.
I mean Perez.
Thank you, Mrs. Bosoms. Hey, you didn't even ask, like,
Sir, Mr. Perez.
You might be hitting on some mosquito titty.
I didn't
Like
hit
you
on
already started looking. You didn't even get a good look. She turns tail and walks away.
I mean, she seems
Walks
like
out.
a door shut behind.
Yeah.
All right. I'll wait a couple seconds. She seems like a pretty straight shooter. First glance, I don't know if any of you guys caught anything that I missed.
You find what you were looking for?
Yeah,
I was
thanks for fucking that up.
I
for
was
me.
trying to make a connection. I was seeing if she was wearing a nice watch or
connection
anything
to
where
her
I could.
boobs.
Yeah, you wanted to
alright.
see if they belonged in a museum, right?
Statue of Aphrodite. I do. Hey, I want to establish it, guys. Critical fails are always going to fuck you over. I'm always going to find some creative way to fuck you over. With
Yeah, and
fails.
I definitely look at. Do we notice that she caught that?
Yeah. Everybody noticed.
Oh, come on! Terrible.
I was seeing if she was wearing a nice watch or a nice necklace. I was trying to make a personal connection and give you the oop.
Yeah, that oop turned into a fuck you.
It was an oop.
We gotta break down these walls. These people are not gonna talk to us.
He's talking about practice.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Gotta break down these bras. Sorry.
Pierce is having a rough day.
What's Delta Green without a couple of faux pas? If you don't have a faux pas while you're playing Delta Green, you're not playing Delta Green. Just ask Nick. Maybe it's the chair, man. So what are you guys doing?
I think do we need to look at any more of this, guys, or do we kind of have a good idea of what we're looking at?
Did I get those reports from Perez about the officers?
Yeah, if you stick around for about 5 minutes, she comes back with a hard cardstock paper that has all the directories and extensions for the people around the office, as well as a file. She says this has the disciplinary history of Detective Bird, Detective Taylor, Detective Brooks, and Officer Parker as well.
Of note, she's also changed into a turtleneck.
All right. Like, I'm just gonna flip through the records. Like, do I see any disciplinary history, anything?
You start going through them, and she's still kind of standing there, and she says, anything else that you guys need?
No, I think we're good, Captain. I appreciate you handing this over.
Sure. She steps out, and as
she also got us the directory too. Also.
Yep. As she's stepping out, she kind of like gives a glance over to Pierce and walks back out. So
seductive glance or really a glance?
A glare.
A glance. A glare.
I hit her with a generic, as you were.
McLovin's her type.
So you take the time to kind of go through these records. You don't see any outstanding disciplinary action for anything that's kind of out of the ordinary, like maybe some guys got busted for like not wearing the correct uniforms like 5 years ago or
So
something
these guys
like that.
check out on paper. They're pretty straight shooters.
Seems to be,
so-
yeah. Yep.
Oh, fuck, just nailed that. We're back.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
nothing that sticks out.
All right, yeah then. I'm ready to head out.
All right.
Yeah, I make sure that all the evidence is back where we found it, so I pull the projector
Can
or the
I,
DVD out, whatever.
Yep.
Can I, with the flip phone, maybe just take, not up close, maybe like 4 pictures of the general evidence that was in baggies?
Yeah, the parts of the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, you click, take the pictures.
Cool.
Do you guys think we should take this with us, or do you want to leave it here?
What are you specifically referencing?
The evidence.
I got pictures. I mean, you can see what I took. If you think it's reasonable enough, that's fine.
I'm talking about more for our objective here for the group.
Yeah, I mean, it is our case now.
Yeah, should we go stash it in the green box?
We could hold for now. Probably bring it back to the green box. That's a good idea.
Once we go.
Let's keep
Yeah.
our lingo to minimal.
What are we? I'm sorry. What are we trying to hide or whatever?
Let's
the stuff we
grab the evidence.
Yeah,
and
let's
take it
bring
with
the
us.
evidence.
Yeah, back to
That's a good idea.
our hotel room.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
deleting the picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was fucking stupid.
Do you delete the pictures? Or do you keep them?
I mean, if we're bringing the evidence, there's no real reason for me to keep the pictures.
No, I'm just asking which side of the fence do you land on? Do you delete the pictures? Or you keep 'em?
I'll keep them.
Okay.
They're already in there
Gotcha.
in the burner fence.
I grab the evidence, kind of start making my way towards the car. Do you guys follow? I guess.
I get the door for him because I'm a nice guy.
Ah.
Nice. Okay. Making your way to the car, you pass all the different officers kind of scurrying about, going
Yeah,
about their business.
walk up to the receptionist and say, I appreciate all the help you've given us today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And walk out the front door.
Okay, walking out the front door back to the Hyundai Kona. Where are you guys going? And are you guys putting this evidence in the trunk or in the back seat?
Trunking it? Actually, we have 3 rows in the Kona, right?
Correct.
I put it in the 3rd row. Kind of on the floor, so it's a little bit more
Oh, no,
hidden.
I'm sorry. You have 3 seats
Hyundai
in
Konas do
2
not have
rows.
3 rows. Yeah.
3 seats in 2 rows?
Yes. So there's the 2 front seats and then a second row with 3 seats. I'm sorry.
Got
It's
it.
like your standard sedan.
Got it.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
thought it was a 3.
But it is like a crossover.
Then I'll put it in the trunk.
On top of the Pelican case and all other
There's
stuff.
still
that you
room
guys
in there,
take out.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Before I drive off, I turn the car on, turn down NPR, and I open up the map.
Reporting live from Washington, D.C.
Epstein is still on trial. I hand the map over to
I'm in
Vinny,
shotgun.
and say, hey, you wanted to take a look at this?
Yeah, I just want to see if we can find where this fire station is.
Hand it over to him.
Like the closest fire station to the scene of the crime.
What does it look like?
Yeah,
you're
I'm just looking at the map.
The closest one to the scene of the crime is maybe about like probably say about a mile away from it.
No, I would.
To that, I mean, and I imagine.
What's its name? Like, is there a name for this?
No, it just, Tampa municipality.
It looks like it's right over here, guys. This fire station seems to be the closest one, so we should check this out.
I mean, if they got the call at 9:15, a mile away is probably a 2-3 minute ride for these guys.
That's after they all get ready.
Yeah. I mean, it all lines up. What's weird is when the call came in.
Yeah,
explosion would ring through the neighborhood, I would imagine.
Yeah, I want to see if we can get the call data and see if we can get anything on it.
That would have gone to
see
dispatch.
if they record it.
Yeah, do you still want to stop by the fire department before we head over?
We need to get in touch with dispatch.
All right.
If we want the call record, unless we can get the police department to provide it to us, I was thinking maybe we, go to the scene of the crime, see if there's any residential areas around it, who the most likely caller would have been, and we can at least inspect, the area, see if we find anything.
All right, so I start the car, actually it's already started. Put it in reverse and start making my way towards the scene.
Towards the scene?
Yep.
Fulvio Eneide. So you begin driving your way through, making your way through the different alleyways and streets until eventually it takes you maybe about, say, 30 minutes to get to this. Now, the one thing that you do notice is at one point you do enter a more industrial area. You do see other plants, like manufacturing plants or different kind of large export-import, like warehouses and stuff like that, until eventually you see this building that's been kind of like cut off from the different entrances and exits to this street. So there's like traffic cones that have been set up, and you can see police tape that's kind of lining up and down the sidewalk there. This building, and you see a sign right out front of it that reads Fulvio Eneide. The other things that you're able to take away from this is that it looks like it's just been ravaged. The building. This top right corner is just in shreds, and you can see whatever kind of shrapnel came off actually ripped some of the paint off of the front facade of the building itself. But it is kind of cut off, and there's different, like I mentioned, traffic cones, but also like those plastic barricades kind of set up.
Where's the closest building to it? Is it like
directly across the street?
Is anything next door, or like what's the distance? No,
so there's actually, it looks like there's a large gap between building to building here.
Right.
On left and right side, but the street itself looks like it's a 4 lanes that kind of separate each other.
Gotcha.
So it is a different, a decent stretch
Gotcha.
of area across the way.
So no damage from the explosion to any neighboring buildings?
No. Not the one across from it, and the ones next to it are even farther away than that is. Probably a solid, I'd say, maybe 30, 45, 50 feet.
Got it. Just kind of driving by there, I imagine it's pretty slow, considering I imagine the streets are pretty closed off with the explosion.
At least just the top and bottom of this particular street itself are for local traffic only.
Okay.
But there's no one out there like kind of coordinating.
Yeah.
That.
Is there any? We're getting pretty close to the scene right now. Is there anybody kind of watching the scene? Is there any responders on site?
No, you don't see anybody out there.
Okay. I pull up on the street closest to the first plastic barricade with the
and
reflectors.
So the reason that I'm able to give you a description of this building is because it's not pretty far from that beginning barricade there.
Gotcha.
Maybe like one building down, you can see it.
I park in front of that barricade, kind of hop out and start kind of assessing the situation.
Okay. Johnny hops out. What's everyone else doing?
I'll hop out too.
I'll hop out with him.
Making your way out of the Kona.
I'm hopping out. Sorry.
Making your way out of the Conan, you guys begin to walk and approach, passing this plastic barricade and past a series of different traffic cones, eventually making your way in front of this building itself. There is that front door, like I mentioned, the security tape that you still there. It's undamaged. What are you guys looking to do?
Yo. Any of you guys got your weapons on you?
I just pat my my pouch.
All right, I'll leave the shotty in the car. Just wanted to make sure we had at least something on us.
Looking
I
out.
got a knife.
It's a knife!
I think you have 2 knives.
You do.
I do?
I think you have the Bowie knife and the stiletto,
Oh,
too.
you know what? I was holding both up.
Yeah.
He's just walking out of the
Like
car.
I was ready to carve a roast beef.
I kind of start taking kind of note of what's around. How's the exterior of the building? I know, or exterior as in sidewalk and surrounding street. Is anything
Seems to be
damaged?
fine. It looks like any kind of debris has kind of been shuffled over and like piled into a corner
I'm
there.
assuming they have overnight security.
That would be your assumption based off of the Sebastian Clark, who was...
So do they have a new guy?
You're not sure. You don't see anybody kind of walking around at this point.
He's not exactly showing up to work these days.
Yeah, people aren't working at this building.
You don't see anybody around.
Yeah.
This street is completely deserted.
Okay.
And you don't see any movement inside. That's what I've been trying to do. I was trying to set up the 2 D10s in order to sit on the dunch chair.
Is there like a parking lot we could see for this?
Yeah, you do
building?
see a parking lot. It's not very large. It probably has maybe 20 spots.
Could we see that in the footage that we watched on the projector or no?
Yes.
We did?
Yes.
Were there cars in it?
No, you didn't see any cars in it then, and you don't see any cars in it now.
Okay.
Johnny walks over to the debris.
Johnny Walker walks.
Johnny Walker walks.
And he starts to kind of kick around in there. Is there anything...
Concrete, drywall.
Yeah, I mean, is it pretty easily movable? It just looks like building debris.
Yeah, you would assume so.
Is this building blown to shit? Like, are we walking upon rubble?
Just the top right corner of this building has kind of been blown out.
It doesn't... Infrastructure-wise, it doesn't look like it's about to fall over, right? Like, we're cleared to walk around in this area.
I would typically have you roll for it, but based off of the construction of this building, which seems to be mostly concrete, you have the feeling that it looks pretty stable at this point.
Okay.
Especially considering that the explosion happened on the top, and then to the top right corner, so it probably didn't damage any kind of foundations that are there.
Got it.
All right, I'm assuming the front door is locked to this place.
Do you guys approach?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if the door's open.
Yeah, you kind of first you got to cross what looks like, and as you get a little bit closer now, you can see it is police tape that kind of blocks off the entrance to this parking lot, and then another 10 feet further in order to get towards the door. So you kind of pick up the police tape and go through and step up to the door, and you can see the door itself looks like it's just like a glass door. You put your hand on it and it opens right away.
Okay.
Another unlocked door.
Weird.
Pierce, show me your pockets.
I didn't see like
Run your shit.
I didn't know.
Let me run your shit.
I didn't know like if the building was so blown the fuck up, they were like, all right, might as well not even lock it. Like you can just fucking walk in the side.
Do you have a full understanding on the damage on this building? Have I explained it well enough, or do you have any questions?
Like, is the damage at ground level? Like
there is no damage at ground level.
So if this door was not unlocked, it would still be like a challenge to get in?
If this door was not unlocked, it would still... Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
So they just left this shit open for us?
Seems to be.
Okay. I find that so weird, but like not weird in like a relevant way.
I
It's
should
weird
have
that
walked
there's
up and
nobody
opened
here.
that door.
No, it's just it's
Guys, look,
strange,
this one's
right?
unlocked
Like,
It is
so-
strange, right?
Like why would it...
You would still have somebody there, typically.
Yeah, like...
Right.
Or like they would give it us a key or something. Whatever.
Guys, the
Anyway.
security guard just died. Do you think they're just bringing another one in like tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a fucking like perfume
kind of.
company
Research
that
facility.
exploded.
These
Like,
are people we're talking about.
all right, whatever. I'm in the building.
You're just going in?
You guys coming in? I mean, I'm in now. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
nothing
still by
happened
the
yet.
rubble. Is there any... I don't find anything kicking around in that rubble, do I?
No.
I didn't think so. I looked to see
couple
where
rats.
the key card or the key fob is relative to where we saw him enter the door.
So, as you approach a little bit closer, and at this point, Agent Garfield is kind of opening the door, you notice at this point there is no keypad, there is no key fob. It looks like this door has a mechanical lock.
And it's just open. Okay.
Yep.
Keys. Got it.
Can I look around So what type of room have I entered?
You step in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you step in and immediately you can see what looks like reception. To the left, there's signage that reads administration wing, and to the right, there's signage that reads clerical wing, and there's also stairs directly across from you. Everything in here looks very default office building, almost like it's
80s-esque?
No, not 80s-esque, more like a clerical, like how you would see township like municipalities.
Computer on?
You don't see any computers.
There's no computer at the reception desk.
No, you don't see any computer at the reception desk.
That's awesome. Okay.
I walk in behind Agent Garfield.
I'm going to proceed into, like, I'm going to follow the signage
Where
and
are you?
try and find, like, the more office parts and find a computer.
Okay, so there's the left sign that reads administrative wing, the right sign that reads clerical wing, and the stairs going up. Where do you head?
I'll go into administrative for now.
Okay, so you guys watch as Agent Garfield opens the door, walks in, and directly starts walking towards a sign that reads administrative wing. What are the three of you guys doing?
I was gonna go sit. I remember I had tried to commit memory where Thomas was standing when he was on that footage.
Yeah, directly in front of the door, and you remember exactly where he was standing, and it was much in the same place that Agent Garfield was standing before he opened the door and walked right in.
I just want to kind of stand there for a bit and see if I can, like, just see anything, like see what the sight lines are like, if there's anything weird.
Yeah, so you take some time and you're looking, and it's a glass door. You're looking in, and you can see that you can make direct eye contact with the reception desk as well as the stairs, and you can see most of the inside of this lobby here through that glass door.
No security office or anything like that?
No, you don't see a security office.
Huh.
Speaking of which, is there any security cameras in that reception area?
You do see a security camera there, yeah.
I point that out to
You step in
Marcel.
as well?
Yeah, I stepped in behind Pierce. Or
I
Marcel.
didn't walk in.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do you eventually walk in, Gallion? Or do you have something you want to do outside?
Yeah. In my sweeping of the conference room of the police station, how good of a look at the footage did I get?
I would probably say any gaps that you have would have been filled in by the other agents.
Okay. Can I look in the direction of where the video footage caught him walking from?
Yeah. It looks like it's a sidewalk off to the left.
Can I walk in that direction within reason to see if I notice a vehicle, if I notice any items, belongings, things that would indicate he came from one specific location, whether it be a car, whether it be another building, whether it be... And I don't want to stray too far from them, but I do want to kind of hone in on
you start
where...
walking your way up and, step up and look to the left, look to the right. You come away with the understanding that either A, he walked from a very far distance, or B, he was dropped off here by some cab or an Uber or something like that.
I would say after making that assumption, I'm walking up behind Gauze, and I'm just asking him what he's looking at.
How far is Vinny from me at this point?
Vinny, without breaking stride, has walked away.
So he's not like, hey, Vinny, before you go too far, I know you didn't bring that weapon with you, but hold on for a second. It's a little weird that this place is unlocked.
I think I can handle myself.
All right, man.
What? Like, did you see something?
No, I just find it a little strange that, our mission is heavy weapons are allowed, and...
I'm just gonna look for a computer real quick.
All right. And I start kind of walking, not gun out, but gun... ready to... Yeah, almost ready to reach for it and kind of quick pull it.
And where are you heading? Are you
I'm
following...
heading downstairs looking for any kind of...
upstairs.
Security. I'm looking for a security office.
Looking for security office? Okay. You start kind of making your way through there, looking for a security office. At the
reception desk, was there a sign-in sheet?
There's not.
There's not.
Yep.
No sheets, no anything by the reception desk?
No, it looks like it's just strictly different kinds of... there's a phone that's there, but no kind of paperwork or anything like that. There's stationery as well. I don't want to make it seem like it's completely devoid of anything. Nothing that's pertinent to what you're looking for right now.
Right. I'm trying to look for names or anything, kind of.
Gauze, what are you doing after you kind of establish the sight lines off of this door?
I believe...
I was walking up behind you after I looked at that, and I was just kind of
maybe. Gauze, what are you looking at?
I just noticed he stood here for like a minute, and I was just trying to figure out why.
Was it that long?
Yeah, it was a while. He was just standing here. I was thinking maybe he was like waiting to get buzzed in, but there's no intercom here. There's no keypad. There's no, I don't know where the security guard maybe came
So he
down.
just stood here looking at the door?
Would
Yeah,
we have
for like a minute.
seen into the windows
Can I-
of this front office?
No.
Can I kind of look in the same sight line that he's kind of gauging?
Here, I'll as I kind of notice he's doing that, I'll step out of the way and kind of guide him right there.
Yeah.
And all I see is stairs?
Yeah, you can see the stairs, you can see the reception desk, you can see the majority of this lobby through this glass door.
Yeah, you know, if this was, you know, a suicide, this might have just been final thoughts?
Building up courage.
Maybe.
Something like that, yeah, maybe.
I walked the corner. I wanted to see if, like, maybe he parked, he left a car, anything to look at. I didn't see anything. It seems like he either got dropped off here and maybe walked from a pretty far distance, but who knows? What are you thinking? Are the guys in there?
Yeah, they both went in. Maybe we should head up in there too.
You can follow, maybe do a perimeter, meet up with them in there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, we can go the other way that they didn't go and
All right, let's do that.
meet up with them. All right.
So, first of all, Agent Garfield, you are able to make that left, walk down the administrative wing. You see a series of 8 different offices, all with different nameplates. The 2 that do stick out to you, and the doors are all closed here, wooden doors with no windows in. The 2 names that stick out to you are Thomas Meyer, his office, as well as Samantha Clemens, who was established as Thomas Meyer's boss.
Is she the CEO?
You haven't established that yet, but you know that she is Thomas Meyer's boss. You don't have any kind of directory or idea of the structure of this corporation.
All right. First, I just want to see if anybody left their computer open.
Okay, so do you just like open the first door that you see?
Yeah, like I go into each
Yeah.
and I'm checking if
Yeah,
anybody
and their
stayed logged in.
Their computers are on the first door that you open up. Just kind of step inside. It says Casey Norton, and you walk inside, and you can see the computer is on.
And it just lets me in.
It's a login screen.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to see. I'm checking every office. I'm hoping that somebody stayed logged in.
Yeah, so out of the 8 offices that you check, nobody's still logged in.
Okay.
And you step into Thomas's office.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go into Thomas's office specifically.
Okay, so you basically did the other 7, no one was logged in, and then you go into Thomas's last?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you step into Tom's office. Roll alertness for me.
16.
On a...
50.
It smells good in here.
It smells good?
Good.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sorry, I forgot where we were.
No.
Okay,
So
alright.
you step into his office,
Can you give
which
me,
is
like,
completely
what
I'll
am I
tell
getting?
you exactly. I'll tell you
Yeah.
exactly. So first you step into his office, and it looks like, in pristine condition. There's like files all on the table, and his computer is there. But the second you step in, you just take like a whiff, and you get these hints of like flowers and herbs and this sweet smell, very sweet, a perfume smell. But it hits you.
Can I hone
second-
in on it?
The second you walk in.
Is it coming from somewhere? Like, can I get closer to it?
Roll
Or-
search.
Okay. 75.
75.
Sorry. 40.
No, you get the sense that it's just kind of
Generally present
around
in the
here.
room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not coming from one particular object or item.
Like, I just look up at the vent and I'm like, oh, it must be coming from the vent.
All right, so we're gonna pick up with you. I'm gonna jump back to my other guys. Agent Gonzo, you're looking for a security hut.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you kind of turn right to the clerical area, and it's the first door on the right. You see it says security, and the door's already opened.
I walk in. Is there... I imagine there's kind of monitors all over the place, kind of...
Yeah, so there's actually, it's a 3-monitor setup that's there, and you can see the ceiling has been kind of damaged, and you kind of like look up, and you can see into the room above you, and you can see out, and you can see light kind of shuttering in, and you have the feeling that whatever damage was done to the tape was because of this.
So the explosion, it looks like this is where the explosion kind of took place above me?
Exactly.
Okay.
The explosion probably occurred somewhere above.
Okay.
And looking down at this 3-monitor setup, like I said, one of the monitors like flipped over and there's debris on the floor, and this kind of room looks a little bit in more disarray.
Does the PC, is it a PC or a laptop?
It's a PC.
And is it kind of well covered, or does it look damaged?
No, the PC doesn't look damaged, but you can see different wiring that kind of comes out at different walls and leads to a main server rack. There's no server on there, and then you look down and you can see like busted up pieces of metal and different kind of machinery and computer parts that are on the floor. So wherever all these wires were fed from, most likely from the security cameras, were fed into this server that's now been damaged and destroyed.
The server was damaged. It doesn't look like it's been taken.
Correct.
Correct.
You can see it on the floor, and you can see like damaged hard drives, and you also think back to the conversation that you had with the detectives where they said we tried to get the security footage, but the hard drives were damaged and the footage from inside the building was not able to be found.
I actually grab the hard drive.
There's several here.
Can I pick all of them up?
Yeah, all 4 of them. Yeah, you pick up all 4 of them.
I grab them all, and then I kind of walk them back over to the reception desk. Just kind of potential want to tie up any loose ends, and just in case anybody can recover the information on these is the thought
As you're
process.
walking back with them, you're looking at them, and you can see that they're the ones that you picked up, the 4 that you picked up are chipped, damaged, and like one of them's like in 2 pieces. So these have been completely,
no chance of recovery.
Roll computer science.
Failed.
You don't know. Gauze,
I
Gallion.
grab them. I grab them anyway.
What did you just try and do with computer science?
He has a 0 in computer science. He was trying to analyze whether or not the hard drives can be used to pull out
Recover
any kind of data.
anything to be recovered.
Just so I can like, if I'm gonna hack into a computer, I need computer science.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if they were recoverable, but
My 2 other guys, what are you guys doing? Kind of now as you step in, and probably by the time that you guys get done your analysis of the front door, you can see Agent Gonzo kind of turning the corner carrying these busted up hard drives.
I'm following your lead, bud.
So walk in, I see Gonzo with the hard drives. Say, you found more hard drives?
I mean, it doesn't look like these could be used, but on the off chance that somebody tries to fix these, I think we should just bring them with us just to kind of tie up any loose ends.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
All right. We were going to go look around. I think Garth went to the left side. We're going to go to the right.
You guys are carrying, right?
Yeah.
All right.
If you want to come with us.
I guess we are.
I am.
I just
Oh, okay.
just want to make sure that you're all right walking around by yourself. Agent Garth was kind of he seems like he's got it, even though he doesn't have a weapon. But just want to make sure you guys are comfortable by yourselves.
He's like MacGyver.
He's probably good. I mean,
This guy fashioned a rocket launcher out of a paper clip,
Bubble gum and duct
hard
tape.
drive.
I can't get into any of these computers, but I fashioned this weapon out of this chair.
The sad thing is, your character probably would be able to do that better than hack into a computer.
right, yeah.
So the 3 of you are there. We're going to jump back to Garfield, who's in the office. Anything else that you want to do here? Like I mentioned, there's kind of like some files that are scattered there, his computer there.
What's the general state of the office?
Well organized and
Very
well kept.
clean.
Yep.
Does it look like it was cleaned recently?
Roll.
Like, does it look too clean?
Give me a criminology roll, big dog.
Oh, how often do you do those?
So just to be clear, where were you? You were in the
I'm
reception?
in the front reception area.
Okay,
with
so
you
you
guys.
came out with the hard drives. We just walked in. We don't know where he is. We just know he went
He
left.
walked up the stairs.
Absolutely
we do know that.
insane
He did not walk
that
up the
I
stairs.
rolled a fucking 89 on an 80.
89 on an 80.
How
It's
the fuck do you fail that?
it's
I know.
It's tough to tell because there is a fine line between someone who has like OCD for organizational purposes and something that's been cleaned purposefully. The one thing that you do notice is on his desk, next to where his computer is, there is a spiral notebook that looks like a sheet has been ripped off of.
And I'm sorry, what's the cap on improving a skill?
80 is the max.
Okay, that's
yeah,
right. Okay.
Unfortunately.
No problem. So I just failed that very terrible roll.
you shithead.
Where's the dunce cap? I think failing on an 80 is like immediate dunce cap. He's the fuck out of here, bro. All right.
Oh, You know what? I wish it didn't say dunce. I wish it said dickhead.
Yeah, like literally. No, we need a dick one, like a dickhead die. So I'm sorry. Give me that again.
So the one thing that you do notice is in front of his computer that has like the login splash screen on it. There's a spiral notebook that seems to have the front page kind of ripped off of it. Looks like it's been folded over a couple times, and the front page has been ripped off.
Okay. And then the only thing else I want to do in here is just check the drawers and see if I can find any notes or anything.
You go through the drawers,
that looks odd.
and it looks like there's nothing that really sticks out as odd. And also the other thing that I do want to mention in here, there's not a lot of personal artifacts at all. You don't see any kind of pictures.
They said he didn't have family, so that I wasn't even gonna look.
But it really kind of strikes you here where this looks like
this guy has no.
This is like a
connections.
temp worker's office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's neat and orderly. There's stationery around. Filing cabinet on the side that you kind of open up, and it looks like it's just got some general stuff in there. Nothing that seems to relate to his work. That's also one of the things that I want to say to you right now is that all these documents and kind of files that you're kind of flipping through, and anything that's kind of in the drawers, nothing relates directly to his work. In particular.
Okay. I'm just gonna exit that one and head into Sam's, and you can go to them if you want.
Yeah, so kind of as you guys are milling about in the central area over there, you see Agent Garfield come out of a door and like begin to make his way towards another one. Kind of, you guys like catch eyes with him as you guys are standing there. And what are you guys looking to do?
Do you guys know what office Tom worked in, or what department?
No, do I hear that?
Yeah, you probably hear that like as you're making your way to the door.
Is this one right over here?
Do you mind if I come take a look?
No, go ahead. I was trying to get into the computer. The only thing I found was this notebook with the page ripped out, but other than that, I mean, but it smells fucking banging in here. I love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, come smell this.
Can I
follow him into the office?
Yeah. So
Hit this ranch.
As you guys kind of walk up and follow in, you can see like the nameplate that reads Thomas Meyer. You step inside and you're kind of hit with that immediate, especially because he points it out like it smells really good in here. Step inside and you can kind of smell that faint, fruity, floral smell, and it smells really good in here. Yeah. Just in this room. You didn't notice it in the hallway or the lobby or anywhere else, but when you step into this room, you smell it.
What have you told me is in this office?
I told you about basically everything I found. Like I just told you there was a notebook with the paper ripped out. Can I
go over to the notebook?
Yeah.
Are there any pencils?
I'm going to give you your program point off the bat because I know exactly what you're about to do. But yes, there are pencils.
Can I take a pencil, make sure it's sharpened, and go up to the second page, like the page next to the one that was ripped, and I just want to take some of that lead and
kind of shade it down to see what was written on top of it. Like I said, give yourself a program point. What you find is, and it's very, very faint, it seems like whatever was written on this top letter or note or page was not written very heavily, but you can see kind of like as you kind of shade it out in the negative, kind of pressed up, or I suppose pressed in, not getting highlighted by this pencil shaving, is a couple letters, A-E, and then followed by a full phrase.
Hold on.
You see Vinny, and he's just kind of leaning into the door watching him do this, and he's like, holy fuck, what are you, CSI Miami?
Hold on. So I'm picturing this a certain way. I'm picturing an A over here, maybe like an E down here, and then a full phrase?
Yeah, and then a full phrase. The mask of self-deception was no longer a mask for me. It was a part of me.
Johnny doesn't know that, but Johnny's making his way upstairs.
The mask of self-deception
was no longer a mask for me. It was a part of me.
A mask for me.
As if the rest of this note was written in pretty, casual handwriting, and then this was really fucking driven in.
Did they follow me in?
Did they? Gonzo did not. Gonzo
did not.
headed up the stairs, and
so
Garfield is at least kind of peering in through the door.
I probably would have went in, yeah.
All right, I do this,
I'm going to read it, and then I'm just going to put it on the desk facing Garf and Gauze as he walks in.
Gallion, roll sanity.
51 on a 65.
51 on a 65 success. You're okay, but like when you read that, maybe even if you read it aloud, ooh, you get like a chill that shocks up your spine.
Do I recognize it as a quote from anything?
No. Almost like a I don't know why this bothers me, but this really bothers me.
Did you find anything?
I put it on the desk after I scribbled it facing you and Gauze as you guys walked in.
I'll take a look at it as well. You know.
Yeah, you kind of read it over.
So we think that's the phrase that.
Page is ripped out. This is the last thing that was written, at least in this notebook. Are there any...
If we're going by the note that we got, this phrase seems too long to be the redacted one.
Are there any notes in the pages preceding this one?
No, if you flip through, it looks like this blank page that you've now shaded over seems to be the first one. And there's nothing specific or out of place on this notebook itself. It looks like a general spiral notebook.
Garf, you searched the rest of this office?
Yeah, I didn't really find nothing.
There's no files or anything in here.
Doesn't even seem like there was too much.
Can we get an idea
on
from
his
the
work?
office what he did, what his specific job was?
No, like I said to Agent Garfield, based off of this, there seems to be no physical record of any kind of work that he did.
And no computer, correct?
There is a computer. The login splash screen is up, but he's not logged in.
Can we take the hard drive?
If you want to, yeah.
I would like to.
Yeah. So you guys notice Gallion kind of reach down, pop off the front panel of the computer, and start to extract the hard drive. What are the rest of you doing, the two of you?
Head into Sam's office.
Okay, making your way out of Thomas's office.
I want to rip this page out, fold it up, and I'm going to give it to the guy with the gun.
I'll take it. We may as well. I'll grab and say, we may as well take that whole notebook. There's no reason to risk it. No one's gonna miss it.
Now we've got a.
I'll just grab it.
All right, he glues the page back in.
Yeah.
No, rip it out, fold it up, give it to you, take the notebook.
Yeah, we can just toss it, burn it, something.
Yep. Okay. Anything else you're doing in here, guys?
Yeah, you said those files don't relate to his work. What do they relate to?
So if you're going through, it looks like a bunch of general like bookkeeping stuff, different kind of expense reports, and different kind of general accounting stuff and company memos and.
So work stuff, but not his work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like a lot of files. It's like maybe like 7 or 8 different kind of pages that are kind of scattered about.
All right. I will follow Garth over to
Purchase orders as well.
To Sam's.
Okay. So directly across from this door is a door that reads Samantha Clemens. You open it up and you can see her office is set up similar to Thomas's. Maybe a little less orderly, but there's still kind of stuff that's spread about, and her computer that's there that you notice as well. The smell is not in here. The second you leave Thomas Meyer's office, that smell kind of fades as you step into the hallway and into her office. Gonzo, what are you doing upstairs before I get to them?
Slowly making my way towards the room with the explosion.
Yeah.
On my way, though, I imagine there's tags or like nameplates of kind of all the rooms that I'm walking by or offices.
They are not offices. They seem to be testing chambers, synthesis labs, all different kind of laboratories and different kind of, scientific equipment and stuff like that and big glass windows that can kind of see in. And it's not hard to see. So you step up these stairs, you look to the right, and you just see some doors and glass windows. You look to the left, and you can see sunlight directly in as the farthest lab that's there seems to be completely shattered, broken. The door
Wouldn't it be on the right side.
because you step in, go up the stairs, and then now you're backwards. So the stairs kind of curve
so it's a
backwards.
wrap. Okay, I was lost there. I was like, wait.
Yeah, the stairs like curve backwards.
Double back.
Yep. So now you can see, and you look off to the left, and you can see the.
Got it.
And it seems like this lab as well as the adjoining lab are also both damaged. And you can see sunlight creeping in.
Johnny pulls out his gun and he leaves it down, but he's starting to make his way towards the explosion room.
Okay, you begin making your way there. As you're creeping and walking, and you can see it come closer and closer into view. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. It's completely demolished, completely damaged. The glass is all shattered. There's debris on the floor as well. This is the sunlight that's kind of creeping in. So not only did it damage the top, but also the bottom. And there is a point where you can see in this second laboratory, the one like farther to the right, you can see damage that was done to the floor, and you look down, you can see the security room down there. Continue walking to where this explosion probably occurred from, the epicenter here.
I can see that was my next question. I can see the epicenter with almost like a carbon, you know what I'm talking about, like that the black carbon from where the epicenter would have been.
Yeah, more than likely. And the floor is also damaged here, and you can look down into some different kind of offices.
Is there any shrapnel, any kind of remains that the police missed?
So if you kind of look over, you can see basically how this laboratory is set up. The floor is damaged in such a way that you maybe be able to get like 3 steps in before there is just no floor.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, and then looking down into the offices below where all this shrapnel and debris kind of fell into, you don't see anything down there, but go ahead and roll search for me.
I'm rolling like fucking shit. What the fuck is search at? 77 on a... Hang on. 40. Critical fail.
Roll sanity.
Fuck. A 22 on a 58.
22 on a 58. So you take like 1 step in and you're looking around and you can see blood that's splattered all around. Different kind of viscera and chunks of flesh that have kind of been shredded and evaporated, kind of almost like merged to the walls that are here. And you kind of catch yourself like looking at it, and you almost like crack a smile because this is like very, very morbid, very, very bloody. And then you kind of like take one more step and step into a puddle of blood and lean back, and you can feel yourself going into free fall. I need you to roll a dexterity ×5 check for me.
Jesus Christ.
This is because you critically failed. Remember what I said earlier.
Come on, but I critically succeeded on the sand check.
You're still human after all.
You feel fine going down.
Ought 4 on a 55.
4 on a 55. You kind of feel yourself going forward, and you can see the office below you, maybe like a 15-foot drop, and you kind of immediately push all your momentum backwards to land on your butt, and you kind of smack down, and your feet are still like slishing and sloshing around in the blood, and you can see, looking down, that if you weren't able to do that, if you weren't able to shift your momentum like that, you would have fell forward and fell through the floor.
What kind of damage would I have taken?
I'm not going to tell you that.
We're not gonna get into that.
I was gonna put some doctor's bag or the vet's bag.
You three down. You do hear like a little quiet, faint kind of bang.
The irony of Johnny Walker losing his footing.
I kind of saw, and then I look at myself, notice that I'm soaked in blood now, and question whether I have a spare pair of pants.
We heard it.
It's roll alertness, all three of you guys.
I can't wait.
Does Johnny Walker have a spare pair of pants in the car?
Oh,
I
yeah.
need a new pair of pants.
63 on a 20.
Can someone get me some pants? Yeah, now.
I didn't hear a goddamn thing. 99.
99.
Uh-oh. 15 on a 41.
Yeah, but Pierce, you do hear just like a slight like squeak and a bang.
How big is this office?
It's not huge, but it's big enough for you to hear that. And you guys are on opposite corners on opposite floors.
Would you consider this like brewery sized?
Maybe a little bit
in
smaller.
terms of like the labs and stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe
of
a
tanks.
little, maybe smaller than that, but yeah.
So I hear a and a thud.
Yeah.
You all right out there?
You can hear echoing up through the hallway.
Yeah, just slipped on some shit. I'll be good.
Johnny Walker enters his warm liquid goo phase.
Yeah, Johnny Walker stands up. He like wrings his hands out, if you know what I mean. He's like, motherfucker. He thinks to himself, and he just goes back to his business. He's like fucking pissed off.
So jumping back to you guys,
Covered in DNA.
anything that you guys are doing in Samantha
fucked
Clemens'
this
office?
I actually have something before I go in there.
Sure, yeah. You
As soon as I
haven't
walk
entered yet.
out and notice I don't smell that at all, even if the door's open,
Yeah,
I walk right back in there.
walk right back in.
I want to try to see the source of that scent. if
Yeah,
I
I'm
can-
not gonna have you roll. Are you gonna like spend some time to try and do this?
Yeah, first, one thing I want to ask to not spend some time maybe.
He's gonna sniff
what
every
are the
chair.
ceilings like in here? They drop ceilings?
No, they are solid ceiling.
Never mind, I'll guess I'll just look then.
Okay, you start making your way through.
Yeah.
So stepping into Samantha's office, what are you guys doing in there?
It's all. So it's us three.
No.
I'm
Nah,
upstairs.
Gauze is still in Thomas's office.
I don't recall ever leaving.
I'm sorry. I thought you were following in Garfield.
No, I haven't
apologize.
really gotten a chance to.
Gauze
Okay.
was, and then he turned back in.
Is there anything that you want to do still in Thomas's office as you notice Gauze kind of taking a look around and trying to find the source of the smell?
Can I look for any signs that someone has been here before us?
I will say no, only because Garfield kind of already tried to do that.
All right. Then aside from that, no. To be honest, I'm kind of keeping by Gauze as much as possible.
Okay.
Only because
He smells what he smells.
yeah,
He can smell what the rock
we
is
smell
cooking.
crime. Yeah, I mean, not to be meta, I think Pierce is holding a certain comfort in being with the guy with the gun.
Gotcha. Garfield, anything specific that you're doing in Samantha's office?
Just a general sweep.
Maybe in a little bit more state of disarray than Thomas's office. You're taking a look around. The one thing that you do find that is of note is her computer with the login splash screen up, as well as a corporate directory with a list of employees. Looks like there's 18 employees in total.
And that's what I found of note.
Yeah, the only thing
directory?
that's probably like useful information to you. There's no information on any kind of research that they were doing or any kind of, stuff like that. There's also reports on marketing that's on there, as well as different sales orders and quotas and budgets and a lot of stuff that doesn't really seem too relevant.
Directory is just a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's actually 2 pieces of paper that list the 18 employees that
I'll
are
just take
employed.
them with me.
Yeah, you got them. You scan them very quickly. Not a lot of names pop up other than Thomas Meyer, Samantha Clemens, and the security guard as well, Mr. Clark.
What's her
Sebastian Clark.
She got family photos around.
Yeah, and you can look around and you can see a photo of her and a man, as well as her and what looks like a little boy. And her office is a lot more personalized than Thomas's for sure. You also just kind of briefly look at that corporate directory, and you do see that she's listed as the CEO.
Okay. Any other notable positions on the directory list?
Going
What else
through,
we
you
got
can
there?
see Sebastian Clark is noted as security guard nighttime. There's another security guard that's listed there as daytime. Thomas Myers listed as head of R&D, and different kind of research and development, marketing, salesman.
Is there anybody else in R&D?
Yeah, there's 3 other people that are listed in R&D.
Are there offices amongst the others?
Yeah, like the ones that you stepped in, you do see them. The ones that you previously stepped in to see if anyone was already logged into a computer.
I'm just gonna, sit brevity on time. I'm gonna do a general sweep of all 3 of those
Yeah,
offices.
nothing kind of sticks out. Old ladies, and one of them is just like a general, very clean, and the other one is, nothing seems to be crazy or sticks
Okay.
out.
Their title is called out as Sniffer.
Chief Sniffer.
I'm just gonna go back into the office with
They call that QC
Quality
in the
control.
perfume industry. Just to be clear,
I'm just gonna go back
head
in the office
sniffer
again.
is QC.
and I'm just gonna like give them the directory and be like, I was in the CEO's office. This is the only thing I found.
Yeah, so Gauze, Gallion, as you guys are Gallion more kind of standing around and following Gauze's lead. Gauze, you're not able to find a source for this smell. Almost as if it's like lingering in the air here.
The gang finds an unsmellable smell.
You smell that smell that smells.
Yeah,
It's a smell you've never been able to
strange.
identify.
It's not like it's coming from a particular object, but almost as if it's permeating from the walls, and as if this smell has been in this particular room for a very long time by an object or item or person who is no longer in here.
Huh. Almost like
if someone hits the gym every day and never takes a shower, their house is still going to smell.
So, entering this room again with them and smelling the smell again, does it make me feel anything? Do I get any
it's just a good
change of
smell.
mood
It's just
or anything?
a good smell.
No, there's no like.
Nope. Nothing seems weird.
It doesn't influence me.
Have
a
we
certain
looked
way?
for the source of the smell?
Yeah, he just spent a decent amount of time looking for it.
I don't know. It's driving me crazy. I can't find. There's no like big cracked open perfume bottle. It's just like maybe he wore a lot of cologne.
It seems like everything in this room smells like that. The chair, the desk, the carpet, the walls. Everything smells like that.
How long have I been searching? Like
chair.
30 minutes?
Yeah, and it gets harder the longer that you kind of stay doing it because the smell you kind of get used to the smell.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Is there? All right.
This is gonna sound a little crazy.
I love crazy.
I want to grab like.
Don't tell me you're gonna do what I was gonna do.
No.
He's smelling the chair.
Hey Gallion, let me see that notebook that you took.
Yeah. Here.
I take it from him. I want to take it outside the room, like to the receptionist desk and sniff it.
That's what I was gonna do, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you take it out and start walking a little bit, and you can still kind of smell it, and you smell the notebook, and it smells like it, but at this point, then you smell like the air, and it still smells like this because your nostrils have just been permeated from the smell. It's going to take some time for you to readjust to a different smell.
I'm gonna run up. I'll run upstairs then.
Okay, you go upstairs.
To where I heard.
No, yo, hold on. I'm following him out.
Yeah.
To where I heard Mr. Gonzo fall down.
Yeah.
Where are you
I
going?
would like to look for a coffee machine.
Okay, you start looking around for a break room. You walk up the stairs and enter the upstairs area with the lab department, and you can see Gonzo walking around, and it looks like he's got blood on like the side of his pants as he kind of is standing in the hallway there.
Looks like I pissed myself in blood.
I'm just following him. I'm
Okay.
like,
shit blood.
Gotcha.
Holy shit! Are you? Is that yours? Is that your?
Look, I don't want to talk about it. I fell. Let's leave it at that.
Are you bleeding?
I need a new pair of pants. That's what I need.
did it get on the aviators?
No.
I forgot I grabbed those. Hang on, I did roll for those last week.
Nope.
All right.
Did not get on the aviator.
That's what I needed. And I tip him down to Gauze and I say, I just need a new pair of pants.
All right. Then I like jog over to him and
Yeah.
I say, "This is gonna sound weird. Just sniff this."
I cop a whiff. What's the smell like? New notebook? You know that smell.
5-star smell.
Fruity, floral,
It doesn't have an
Very
alcohol scent.
pleasant smelling. No, not particularly. It smells really, really good.
I look around in the lab. Is there any barrels, containers that kind of call out? And I imagine Johnny wouldn't know the chemicals, but he would have an understanding of nomenclature. NH3, H2O, whatever. Is there any call outs for different chemicals?
First of all, we're going to jump over to Agent Garfield, who's able to find the break room as well as a coffee pot, coffee grounds, coffee beans.
I'm taking them coffee grounds, baby.
grab 'em.
I'm bringing them back over. I'm cleansing our palate. I'm sniffing that shit, baby.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so there's a variety of chemicals. So which laboratory? I'm sorry, did you establish? Are you going into a particular laboratory?
I fell down in. was there a label on the one that I entered where the hole was, where the epicenter was?
A label on the
door, whatever you want to call it.
Testing center 3.
So I am and you said that most of that room
is completely demolished.
And the floor is, we'll say, 80% of the floor is gone.
Caved in, yeah.
Okay, so I imagine just kind of looking around the perimeter on the edge of the doorway.
Yeah.
Is there any chemicals or?
Yeah, if you kind of like look down, you can see like a table that's been set up, like a countertop that's there with different Bunsen burners and different kind of flasks, volumetric flasks and stuff like that. You don't see any chemicals that are immediately noticeable or any containers that seem to contain any
kind of looking across the way and peering through the glass. Is there any chemicals that I can see on shelving or anything of that nature?
If you look across, you can see different kind of chemicals that are set up on shelves, as well as very, very large sets of different equipments.
Any nomenclature on the chemicals?
If you can see, various different nomenclatures, there's a lot here. The shelf that you're looking at right now has probably about 20 or 30 different kind of chemicals.
I want to walk in and start kind of taking inventory of what I find.
A lot of them are natural scents. You see just a small squeezy bottle that's labeled rose, another one that's musk, driftwood, etc., etc. As far as like hard chemical goes, you do see a bunch of them. I'm gonna argue that they don't make much sense to Johnny. Don't metagame with me, because I don't think that you have a chemistry background.
I hate that I know chemistry.
I know you do, but Johnny doesn't.
Are me and Gonzo here to see this?
You and Gauze are kind of.
I'm sorry, me and Gauze
standing around, yeah. And eventually you can hear. I imagine you're making your way to them, Garfield, once you have your coffee.
Do I
make your way up the stairs?
So Pierce is seeing him run around, kind of looking at different chemicals.
Pierce is downstairs, I feel like.
No, he
did follow us up.
He's following Gauze like a shadow.
You brought this upstairs with the intention of sniffing the notebook outside the office, correct?
Yeah, for a fresh nose, sniff it outside the office, basically.
I guess I should have asked this earlier, but I'm just curious. Do I notice a change in feeling being in the office versus being out of the office? Do I notice that the scent provides any sort of emotional
roll unnatural
change?
Roll unnatural.
It's a failure.
No change, no nothing.
It's a 54 and a 0.
Nope. And also,
that's a good roll.
Now gonna be a 1.
Well, no, it's not, because take a look.
Yeah,
unnatural is the only skill that cannot be raised by failures.
Very, very true.
Nope, you don't feel different. Nothing strange. Nothing.
Okay. So I see him looking at the chemicals. I see you sniffing a notebook.
No, I sniffed the notebook.
And then you see Garfield walk up with a can of coffee grounds.
Yeah, this is all.
This is a motley fucking crew we got here.
Normal human activity I'm observing.
Just humans
you're
being humans.
You're running around looking at scents. Gauze is sniffing a notebook. He's got coffee that he stole from
chemicals.
Yeah, you're huffing chemicals. So we're in the lab, correct? The lab that has been blown.
I feel like
you're near it, so this is basically a hallway that
hallway
has separate doors that enter into various laboratories.
Okay. Could I, to the best of my ability, go to the area of the building I believe the explosion occurred in?
Yeah, you're right across from it. And you can see it much the same that I already described to Gonzo. About 80% of the floor that's kind of caved down. You can see the sunlight streaming through. And at this point now we're looking at closer to like 6:30, so the sun's kind of starting to hang a little bit lower in the sky.
What? So they're different labs. What does the lab that was blown to bits seem to be doing? Like, what is the purpose of that lab?
It's very difficult to extrapolate that information based off of how much of the lab is left. However, the one plaque that reads over the door frame reads testing room 3.
Can I go into testing room 2?
Yep, right next to it, and you can see some of the some of the left side of that testing area has been damaged, and the floor's down, and you can like look down and you can see the office below, which was the security hut that Gonzo was taking a look at. But probably I'd say maybe about 50% of this room is intact. Taking a look around, you can see different chemicals that have been set up, different kind of machines that really don't make sense to you what their purpose is. Computers and chemicals and a whole bunch of stuff here. Medical instruments, Bunsen burners, volumetric flasks, all sorts of stuff like that.
Hey, Gallion, do you recognize any of these chemicals over here? I don't know if that's in your line of work. And I also, hey, Gauze, do you know any of these chemicals over here?
I'll take a look and see if anything stands out. I would imagine through Pierce's archiving history, there's probably some historical sense collections.
Maybe. Any different way that you're approaching this, Gauze?
Maybe Uncle Rob.
I'm putting the
told him about
notebook
some
down.
rare
I'm gonna stop
clones.
sniffing it, and I'll head over there and say, yeah, I took it back in college. I still know a little bit, and I'll head on over and take a look at the chemicals.
Okay. So first of all, looking at all these chemicals, I would say probably about 3/5. I don't want to say 3/4. 3/5 of them are natural scents.
Use any other fraction.
6/10. 6/8. 3/4.
Of these are natural scents. So we're talking about, like, you see lemon, you see rosemary.
Just want to thank you for that compromise you made on 3/5. I really appreciate you making a compromise on 3/5. We didn't like that number.
Mandarin orange. Various array of different natural scents.
It was perfect.
However,
It's a slave reference.
Gauze,
Just wondering when I get
For the
my 40
listeners who
acres
are
and a mule.
confused.
Gauze, do you have science chemistry?
I do.
Please roll.
Yeah! Come on. Show me the money, Gauze.
You know what? I'm gonna use a fucking program point.
Good boy.
Dude.
What did you roll?
12 on a 50.
12 on a 50. What information are you looking to extrapolate from this array of chemicals? Because I'm not going to go in depth and give you the exact chemical name of everything that's here. A, because I don't have them, and B, because I think that you might be able to extrapolate information that your characters wouldn't have based off of what I give you. So tell me what you're looking for in particular. What answers do you want?
Anything... I have two things, if that's possible.
Completely fine.
Anything volatile, number one. And number two, anything that seems to me like out of place.
Okay, starting with the out of place, everything in here seems to be in line in synthesis for different perfumes or colognes. Nothing seems to be strange. Nothing's like, oh my god, what the fuck would they ever need that for?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that strikes you like that. The answer to your first question, I will say with the utmost confidence, you come away with the idea that it is completely plausible that Thomas Meyer was able to create a high explosive, highly volatile bomb based off of all these chemicals. Bomb is a very loose term. More than likely, you come away with the idea that whatever he made here, whatever explosion he caused, was A, premeditated, and B, probably crafted in some sort of flask or other container, but had to be encapsulated in some way to create pressure enough for it to actually explode.
Okay.
This was not set off by a fuse. This was set off by a reaction. More than likely, he used the chemicals here in order to craft some sort of vessel, which does not need any kind of information or knowledge on welding or anything like that, to craft a closed container that contained a multitude of chemicals that could easily be found here, shaken up or disturbed in some way in order to cause a chain reaction that would create a violent explosion.
Right.
The other thing that you get is that he would need chemicals from a different amount of laboratories here. So as you're kind of stepping through and looking at the chemicals, there's some in one that has some chemicals and some scents and some natural scents and different things. Other ones have different chemicals. So all these different testing areas and all these different synthesizing labs have different chemicals in them. So he had to probably go down the row, take 2 here, take 3 here, take 5 here, and craft something. But you have the feeling that the idea laid out that he jury-rigged a bomb is plausible based on the materials that he had available to him. But the last thing that you understand is that he had to have a very, 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 very good knowledge of chemistry. Because there are some lapses in where you're kind of going through and looking at the chemicals and you're like, yeah, that reacts with that, but it's got to have some sort of catalyst, so maybe it was that, but the catalyst need to be kind of expedited based off of this other chemical that would be added that you don't really know what it is, but it's probably something similar to that's here, and you have the feeling that his scope of chemistry is outside of yours, but you know that it could be possible.
Okay.
Is there any, on the note of toxicity, and I think you said toxicity, or... Volatility, sorry. Is there any other warning labels that pop up? And I feel like Johnny would.
Tons of warning labels.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Flammable, do not contact with skin.
Exactly.
All the way down the line. All the different triangles for that. What's the, you know what I'm talking about?
I know it. I forget the emblems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Upside, inside, outside, down, all the way down the line, minus radioactive.
Of the lab
everything.
equipment there, can I take a pipette and a test tube with a cap?
Yeah, easy enough.
And then, where was that blood you found?
I mean, I'm sitting in it, but it's in the room across the way.
All right, I'm gonna head over there.
Yep. Are you collecting a sample of blood?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna have you roll forensics because your forensics is
High.
Yeah, easy enough to squirp it down.
The debrief, they're like, was any of the material in the green box tainted?
Yeah, I sat in
the
it.
pants.
I sat in it. I'm sorry.
So
That's all me, Chief.
with Gauze kind of looking over and Gallion standing behind him, Garfield collecting a sample. Gonzo, what else are you doing here?
Gonzo actually looks for the janitor closet.
On the other side of this second floor. Yeah.
Fresh trying to clean himself up.
No, he wants to see, is there any it doesn't look like this room has been tampered with at all.
Stepping into the janitorial closet, you can see a marked gap in a row of chemicals that are standing on a shelf there. And this closet has bleach, ammonia, etc.
That was my next question. So I find bleach, I find ammonia, and I find...
Are you still trying to play this metagame thing of chemistry?
Come
fucking back down. I will take a program point away from you. I'm not afraid, bitch. But there is a marked gap.
For the listening audience, Joe snapped in a Z formation when he said that.
What's the inventory look like in here? Is there multiple containers of the same?
Yeah, and it's very neat, very orderly.
Multiple containers of bleach, multiple containers of ammonia, multiple containers
You're
of...
still trying to
No.
fucking-
You already said yes, so I went with the same things. Multiple containers of soap.
So, different cleaners.
Whatever.
You also see drain
Murphy's
cleaner in
oil.
here.
They use an Ecolab?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you do.
What flavor Fabulosa they got?
You work for
Green.
a car dealership.
Can I come take a
Lime
swig?
green.
Let me get a swing of that Fabuloso.
Shit
You
looks so
know
good.
what Ecolab is. You've been to the restaurant, the soap dispenser.
I sell a lot to Ecolab,
Yeah,
actually.
I know. They're in everything.
There's also that.
They
What's
are.
what's the gritty soap called? Glow. What is it?
The
it's
Gojo?
hard.
Gojo?
It's so
Gojo or
good.
is it Glowjo?
The oil, the grease remover, and it's kind of like grainy.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
gritty.
it has walnut.
It's Gojo.
Walnuts in it.
Fucking love that.
I
shit.
You always
do
just
love
grab it out of
Gojo.
a pile.
Just
and
fucking
it's
slather
with
it
a
on.
sink that has a foot pedal, and you just
Gojo
know
is
your
sponsored
hands have
by
never been
the
cleaner.
Nasty Table.
Oh, we're sponsoring.
I would sponsor
sponsoring
Gojo.
We're sponsoring the soap.
Yes. I would sponsor them.
Proud partnership with the grease remover.
So what are you guys doing?
We're playing TTRPGs. We need grease.
I
remover.
kind of take note. Fuck, I hate that there's no surveillance footage. Hey, Gauze. You kind of seem like you know what you're doing. Take a look at this. There's we're missing some chemicals down here in the janitorial closet.
Okay, I'll walk on over and I see the bleach and ammonia.
Carrying over your check, you can tell that whatever gaps were in there would have been filled by these cleaning materials.
So yeah, I mean, does that kind of fill in like
Any
the
material.
stuff that like he would like be missing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, with that stuff missing, pretty much guarantee that whatever he made, he just made it here. He didn't bring anything in, or he didn't need to. Doob was a great chemist.
Yeah, we're on some Breaking Bad kind of shit is what it seems.
Yeah, this guy, like, masterfully crafted this. It's beyond my level of, like, understanding.
I mean, I expected it to be a little more dangerous when we got here, to be honest. I kind of was playing devil's advocate for the guy, but it seems like he from what you're telling me, it seems like he did it himself wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he just made a bomb here and for some reason blew up that lab.
Let's take another glance around and see what we can find. I mean, it seems like we know exactly what he did. Maybe not exactly what he did, but how he did it. We need to figure out why and for what reason he did it.
I feel like the answers to that are probably at his apartment. His office there's nothing there. But it does seem like he spent a lot of time in his office.
Would Johnny have seen the directory?
I would imagine that Garfield, who showed it to Gallion, and Gauze eventually would have made its way to you. Yeah.
Would that have addresses and stuff on
We
there?
have his address.
We do have his address?
We have his address,
okay.
yeah.
So, with the four of you in the top floor of Fulvio Eneide, at the scene of the crime, ready to delve into motive. That's where we're going to pick up next session.
That was a good session.
Thank you for listening to this installment of 12 Gauge, a Nasty Table production.